What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we're going to be telling you everything you need to know regarding the upcoming Spider-Man Sprite coming to the game. Well, it's not 100% confirmed to be Spider-Man as of right now, but we do have a lot of leaks and stuff that seem to hint towards a brand new Spider-Man Sprite and potentially a brand new Spider-Man collaboration to go alongside the new movie releasing, and I think like at the end or like middle of this month. I can't remember. I think it's like July 31st or something. Now, before we talk about the thing that was actually added in today's game update, or I guess not even today's, but the most recent game update, we have to go ahead and tell you guys about what was actually added when the season launched. So when the season first launched, we actually got some new strings and files relating to the old Spider-Man web shooters and, you know, all those mythic items being re-added, all the different versions of them with the different designs and stuff were re-added and everything like that. And when it first came out and when it was first like re-added to the files, I never talked about it. And the reason why I didn't really talk about it on any social media account or anything was for the simple point that Epic Games has done this before. There's been times before they've gone ahead and added old items to the game. For example, the Godzilla mythic, and even I think there was another mythic, or not even mythic, but like a medallion transformation or whatever as the Mechazord. Both of those are re-added, but I never talked about it because it's like, obviously those are not coming back to Battle Royale anytime soon. So I just assumed that maybe the Spider-Man mythics were re-added so that they could be used in like Blitz Royale or something for a little Spider-Man mini event. However, with the most recent game update to Fortnite, we actually ended up getting more event tags and strings and stuff that are brand new that aren't actually related to those old items. So we have the following gameplay tag, which I'll say it first and then I'll kind of, you know, summarize what it means afterwards. So it states gameplay action sprites extraction type sprite net swing. Now, on its own, you know, there isn't really too much to go off of here. You know, there's just gameplay action, which is kind of... Why am I getting so many fish sprites? What is going on here? But there's so many different actions that, you know, and it's like strings or whatever else that don't really mean too much. But the important thing is extraction items sprite net swing. Extraction items seems to be like, you know, an effect or an item that you actually get given through a sprite. Because for those who are unaware, even though the current files for sprites in Fortnite are codenamed Sprite UI or Sprite Chapter 7 Season 2 or Season 3 or whatever they actually are, there's also the Extraction UI, which the Extraction UI and Extraction gameplay is stuff like seeing this in the top left, you know, the fishy sprite thing. It's a lot of the finalized pieces that actually make the sprite system work and allow us to go ahead and enjoy it in game. So this definitely means that whatever is going on here, it is 1010% related to the sprite system, even though, you know, it was kind of obvious based on Sprite Net Swing. But when it comes to the actual Sprite Net, this makes me think that there's going to be some type of benefit related to using a certain sprite in game that gives you a net you're able to actually swing off of. And of course, net can be a code name for, you know, whatever they want to go ahead and do it, web, string, whatever else it might actually be. But I definitely think, considering the fact that we have all these rumors and leaks and stuff regarding Spider-Man coming to Fortnite once again, or returning with the old items, and then we have these sprite strings and stuff relating to more sprite effects and everything that kind of match what Spider-Man does, I would not be surprised whatsoever if one of the upcoming sprites we actually get in the game is going to be a Spider-Man sprite that gives you a special ability of being able to swing on webs or something. You know, maybe there's like a sprite item that drops down for you to use every so often. Now, if you do recall to a previous video I had made about sprites and stuff, we mentioned that there was only 2 collaboration sprites planned for this season, that being the actual Batman sprite we're getting in the next game update, and then also a sprite dedicated to John Wick, of which, you know, people have kind of made recreations and stuff of the John Wick sprite. I don't think there's been like an official, like full leaked version of it, but I could be wrong. I think the one I've seen online that people were trying to say was official was like a fan concept, maybe? I don't know, I didn't look into it too much, but it's one of those things where I've talked about it before, and I said, hey, yeah, there's just these 2 planned. However, I forgot the fact that Epic Games tends to, and especially with the sprite system, add more sprite IDs and code names as the season progresses and as time goes on that weren't actually even planned or in the files at launch. We already know that Epic Games is going to be adding 5 community sprites to the game. Originally it was going to be 3, but they upped it to a total of 5 being added. And then now we're seeing the stuff about a Spider-Man sprite, so even though the previous leaks and rumors and stuff kind of hinted towards only 2 collab sprites, being Batman and of course John Wick, I could definitely see this 3rd sprite being, you know, Spider-Man, you know, having a 3rd collaboration, because technically Epic Games just has certain things where we get surprised by it. You know, they don't actually leak out fully, and in the case of this, you know, there's little hints here and there. You know, we have the Sprite Net swing effect, unless for some reason this is like related to Batman's sprite and you can like swing around as Batman. I'm not entirely for sure how that would work, you know, but it's one of the things that maybe we get looped around, and that actually ends up being the case. But a lot of people right now, me included, kind of believe that this is going to be for Spider-Man, so I would love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about all these leaks? What do you think about the sprite system in general? How do you feel about collaboration sprites? Do you think that the collab sprites are even going to show up on the Guardian skin? Because as we already know, the Guardian skin, you know, has one collab sprite being the burnt peanut, but we haven't actually seen how certain sprites like John Wick or Batman or even a Spider-Man sprite would work on the Guardian, or if there might be some other, you know, guidelines or whatever in place to where these technically don't end up as variants on that skin. I can see it going both ways. I hope it does end up on the skin because it'd be kind of funny to see a miniature Batman driving and piloting just, you know, a mecha or whatever, but I hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.